Glenn Beck apparently is this guy, George Soros, who, this is a young picture of him, by the way, is attacking radio. Oh, no. Now, if you'll recall, maybe some of you recall, some of you might remember that Bain Capital, famously owned by Mitt Romney and co., started buying up progressive and liberal radio stations years ago and turning them into K156 The Patriot. And they would lose money. They made money when they were liberal talk, but they would start losing money immediately as soon as they became right-wing talk. But they didn't care because to them it was like an investment. Because if they could, undermine, people's belief and function in government or I guess run ads for a tax cut, to them it was like an ad for money they'll make elsewhere, right? So this is apparently, I don't know, maybe Soros is buying up talk radio or AM radio, because Trump was bitching about AM radio too. Let's see.
I'm going to give you a mile marker. I feel like part of my job is...
Job. It's a job, is it? Do your knees hurt? Yeah, it's a job. You have a career. You own that business. Fuck off with the job. All right.
To inform you.
Oh, well then, you're fired.
What direction are we going in?
Yeah, tell us. Yeah, that's what I always tune in for. What the fuck is going on? I'll ask Glenn, what direction are we going? Let me guess. I think I have an idea. The wrong one.
How fast are we going?
Oh, well, obviously, nobody tunes in to see if we're going the wrong direction. Of course we're going the wrong direction. Have you been to a restaurant lately? It's so full of people. Don't they know that America is in the shit tubes of hell?
Let me give you a couple of stories here that are...
Yeah, a couple of anecdotal stories, and it'll prove to you that things are going to hell.
Gravely concerning.
Look, I just had the gunk that was going around. I had it for a couple days, Glenn. I've had 2 gunks in the last probably 8 months, mainly because of exhaustion. But you sound like this more often than not. I would maybe find somebody to hook a vacuum up to your face.
I told you last week the Soros Fund Management, run by billionaire George Soros and...
Well, it's aptly named.
His son have now taken control or are on the verge of taking control.
Yeah, what's the difference? Have taken control, on the verge of taking control. I mean, what's the difference? Time, facts, things actually happening. Well,
of Odyssey. Odyssey is the second largest radio broadcaster in America. Only iHeartRadio owns more. And thank God, at this point, iHeartRadio has the premier radio networks. I've worked for this company in one way or another since 1989. They are my partner with his broadcast, and they have been always very, very supportive. If it wasn't for my partners, Julie Talbot and Dan Metter and all of...
Fabulous. I'd like to thank the Academy for this... Oh, God, what an asshole.
The people at iHeartMedia, this show wouldn't be heard anywhere.
It wouldn't. So now I know who to write letters to. Thanks.
So iHeart is the only one right now not under attack, and I'll tell you about this. First, Odyssey.
First of all, not under attack. When the fuck did you guys start giving a shit about hostile takeovers of companies?
Amassed $1.9 billion in debt. They filed for bankruptcy. And now Soros is taking on the fund, and they...
Okay, so they were attacked right when they were about to make a big comeback. How much? What did he say? $1.9 billion? They're not under attack, asshole. They're being salvaged. Hold on.
In debt.
Hold on. Say, wait. How much?
Odyssey amassed $1.9 billion.
So obviously, this is a. So what you're telling me is it's a conservatively run station. That conservatives obviously run Odyssey. That this is a bastion of conservative radio, and it's run by fiscal conservatives, probably ex-members of the House Freedom Caucus. $1.9 billion in debt. And they're being bought at fire sale prices?
In debt. They filed for bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm. And then the attack came.
And now Soros is taking on the fund, and they will be the largest shareholder once the bankruptcy proceedings conclude.
Okay, so he's not just buying it outright and flipping it and turning it into, Marxist radio network.
Where are we?
Honest to God, I don't know. I thought for the longest time you were in Utah because of your religion shopping and deciding to become a Mormon because the men get a planet after they die was apparently your decision. But I think you're in Texas now, and that's why the power flickers occasionally.
They're dismantling radio.
To find out why it's broken, dismantling it. It was dismantled, you dumb motherfucker. Why? How are they? What? How is this their fault? $1.9 billion in debt, and he's dismantling it? What the fuck?
And buying radio up.
Huh?
Now, Soros has already bought, last year? I think 50 radio stations that were all Spanish-speaking.
Uh-oh. Probably saying, bienvenidos a Estados Unidos. El border is open.
Gee, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, because they were cheap, I'm guessing. And also because the Republicans were talking about, we're going to start tailoring our message in Spanish to people.
Now he's buying up the...
Well, buying up. Buying up, I mean, he's down at the junkyard. I don't say he's buying it up. I think it's a bit of a fixer-upper, don't you think? He's flipping this station. It's this old radio network.
Second largest broadcaster.
Well, with the largest debt? Again, what?
In America. Odyssey owns 220 stations.
Apparently not.
News Talk. In New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, all of some of the biggest news talk stations in the country.
Well, I mean, they kind of own them. I mean, they own the debt of all of them, I suppose, right?
They own the radio stations, including KDWN AM in Las Vegas,
Oh, shit.
PHT, Philadelphia, KDKA in Pittsburgh. They have Dana Lash on many of their stations.
Not for long.
They have Sean Hannity.
Not anymore. Wait a minute. Sean Hannity is now on the Soros network? I fucking knew it. He's been a mole for the Marxists forever.
They have Mark Levin.
Mr. Producer? Mr. Producer, why are you wearing that fur hat with the red star on it? Mr. Producer, where are you going? Mr. Producer! Mr. Producer, why are the lights going out? Mr. Producer! Roll the tape! Mr. Producer!
And George Soros has spent...
Owns them all. Right.
More than $21 billion over the last few decades. He spent $1.3 billion in 2022 alone. Most of that cash went to left-wing causes, including Media Matters, Planned Parenthood, the Sunrise Movement.
Yeah, why are those left-wing? I'm dead serious. Left-wing would be like Marxism and socialism, the idea that they're going to change the economic or political structure of a country, but fucking environmentalist causes are not left-wing. Why the fuck would they be? Maybe you think the solutions are part of it, But and also, I'm curious. Why would Planned Parenthood be a left-wing cause, especially considering how you like all you assholes say Sanger was doing this as a way of just wiping out black people. I don't know what makes that left-wing. I don't know. Figure it out for me.
He's the guy who has put in the radical DAs and the radical attorney generals.
A couple of them, and a couple of them been drummed out. Again, you can get them elected, but you can't keep them there.
And now what?
You're next, Glenn. He's going to buy the Blaze. Oh no, Glenn. Who has been snatching up Blaze memberships left and right? He owns stock in the Blaze. Look out!
He's buying up talk radio.
Well, I mean, at fire sale prices, I mean.
Why would you do that?
Because it's cheap, I think. It's because you can buy, I guess, $2 billion worth of shit for probably half that.
Why would you buy all of these broadcasts? It seems...
I don't know. Ask iHeart why they bought all these fucking stations. Ask Premier Networks why they bought all these fucking stations.
It's like it's a failing industry, right? It's not.
No. Nothing says success like $1.98 billion in debt. Yeah. Hashtag winning.
It's not.
Did you say it's not? Because that's what it sounds like.
About 80% of the people still listen to radio.
Yeah. You do realize there's a lot of different kinds of radio. There's like local sports and national sports, and there's AM light rock. And there's Delilah on Friday nights. She still do that shit. There's wave jazz, which you can sing gibberish Michael McDonald over any of it. If you just find some wave jazz and just start going, higgy bonny gurgy boogie hongin higgy long holding on. It works. It just always fits. It's weird, but it's there. There's rock stations. There's your classic rock stations and morning show with Larry, Sarah, and the Skeeter. And there's afternoon drive time with the Fickle Bunch and with Clarice the ex-playmate doing the weather and traffic, right?
80%.
Yes, 80% of people have a radio in their car still. It plays lots of stations.
That's incredible. You think nobody listens to the radio.
Well, no, I mean, that's what you would think because you have a radio show that no one listens to. I'm only on Saturdays on one station, and I get stopped all the time when I'm in Chicago. People are like, oh, yeah, I love your show. I'm like, oh, thank you very much.
80% still listen to the radio.
Music, mostly. Sirius, satellite radio. There's AM, FM. What are you talking about?
Okay, so that
Not okay.
is the second largest broadcaster, now going to George Soros.
Well, it's as far as assets. I don't know that it's actually from a profitability standpoint. It's ass.
Then we have this.
Uh-oh.
Cumulus.
Oh no, not Cumulus. Those are my favorite kinds of clouds.
Cumulus used to be the ABC radio network. Mm-hmm. It used to be the largest.
But nobody could spell it, so they changed the name. Yeah, I remember.
Now I think it is the third largest.
Well, I would put it as second largest because I think the other one that's in debt to $2 billion is probably below. I don't know what's the standard of your list? Am I the only person who thinks this is fucking lunacy? Like, not only is this asshole sounding like shit on the radio for one, and I know guilty as charged, but I work for a living. This asshole has fill-ins. He's got like 5 other hosts that could fill in whenever he's feeling snotty. I do not. Secondly, he's just bitching about he's going to have to probably pay fees to be on iHeart soon. That's what he's complaining about. And this is all going to be a sales pitch to get people to join the Blaze. God damn it. Yeah, I'll be there. Holding on.
Cumulus is facing a takeover from an investor based in Singapore.
Dun, dun. Oh, that sounds foreign. Yikes.
Part of the process of their bankruptcy, it has.
So is every radio network on the list in bankruptcy? Are they all 80% of people still listen to radio, but just turn off the commercials? Why the fuck? Why are the number how far is the okay? If the number one spot, does anybody what? Why are the second? Why are they both? What is this? What are you talking about? It's like everything he brings up is going out of business, and someone is swooping in these disaster capitalists.
Asked for and received from the FCC permission to become as much as 100% foreign owned.
Dun, dun.
So the third largest broadcaster.
By debt? Honestly, what? I need to know what you mean. I need to know what this list is, because I feel like you're going to get to the first and say that everybody there has committed seppuku.
Is about to go to a Singapore holdings company. How does this bid for America?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Singapore is not Marxist, but I think it's just where the offshore rich people put their money. I'm going to go. It sounds like Russia's buying it.
You have George Soros.
Do you?
And a Singapore company.
Yeah. What's the difference? You know what I mean?
And then iHeart, all alone.
All alone. All alone.
But don't worry.
I'm not. I feel pretty good.
News for radio gets even better. Yesterday, Brendan Carr, he's an FCC commissioner, he came out and said the FCC has just ordered every broadcaster to start posting a race and gender scorecard that breaks down the demographics of their workforce. Activists lobbied for this because they want to see businesses pressured into hiring people based on their race and gender. Courts have already overturned the FCC twice for pressuring broadcasters into making hiring decisions in violation of the Constitution. I dissent.
Yeah, we know you're not going to be hiring any black people at the Blaze anytime soon. We've seen the lineup. Yeah, we've seen. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen all the shows. I'm pretty sure at some point the round tables.
This is a shot across our bow now.
That's right. We will not and must not arrest all right.
If the Supreme Court doesn't stop them again,
they're going to make us hire black people. Boo, boo fuckity who.
We will now, if I want to be on radio, have to disclose, by the way, I don't have a problem doing this. I'm almost 2% Native American, so I'm a minority inside of a minority. Anyway.
Fuck off.
We have to start hiring based on gender and everything else. I don't.
No, you don't. It's that you won't get special breaks from the FCC. Just saying that's what that's going to be about. They can't force anybody to hire based on a principle. But if you're trying to get you're licensing the public airwaves, the public has a say in those airwaves. So that's why they would want to know, in general, if you're running a little mini storm front over there in Austin.
Care what, male, female. I don't care who you sleep with.
Sure about that?
I don't care what color you are. Really don't.
Not enough to help you if you've been discriminated against for being that color ever, certainly.
I want to know what's inside of your head.
That's why I have a spoon.
I want to know how you think.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out with you, dude. I would say, clean up your own goo nest upstairs before.
Can you bring something different that I don't bring to the table?
Yes, almost anyone can bring cogent thought, logic, reason, empathy, baseline high school reading comprehension. How far do you want me to go?
That's how I hire.
Yeah, that's how you got Stu and Pat. You went, what? There's something they can bring to the table that I can't, and that is listening to me. That's one thing I can't do to myself. That's the sad part, is that sometimes I wish I'm so great at talking, I wish I could just listen to myself talk while I do it, but I can't. So I hire other people to nod and smile.
Can you fit what your different thinking is into what I'm trying to accomplish?
What do you mean, intellectual homogeny? Probably not.
If you can, great.
Yeah, great. Just stop being, Hispanic, and we're good.
We're going to work together forever. Most of the people that I work with, and I apologize for this, spend their life working with me. Because we have...
Certainly feels that way.
Yeah, because we have a...
Sometimes a little truth squeaks out.
A good working relationship. We all respect each other. Again, except for Stu. This is really... And let me give you another one. This is not about radio.
Oh, great. Good time to change topics since you haven't convinced us of the first point.
Vice Media stops publishing on Vice.com.
Yeah, they went bankrupt
Slashes hundreds of jobs amid mainstream media death spiral. So all of these mainstream media companies.
Okay, Vice isn't mainstream media, motherfucker. The entire structure of Vice was based on them being alt media. For fuck's sake, the most mainstream thing about them is that they got their documentary run on HBO, for fuck's sake, which is premium cable. What the fuck is wrong with you?
They're all... Did you hear about CBS and Catherine Herridge? How do you say her name? Heritage, right? I can't remember. Anyway, worked with her.
Doesn't matter. It's a chick. She runs something, does things. You know what I mean? She's, women in business, whatever.
At Fox, we were obviously very close. But she's very, very credible. She's worked. I don't agree with her.
Oh, she was one of the conservatives that worked at CBS that got broomed with a bunch of other people because they were basically just being Trojan horses for stories from the other side, because they got caught basically being fed puff pieces from the Trump campaign and anti-Biden, anti-Hunter Biden shit, and
all the time. But
she got kicked to the curb with a bunch of other people.
She's an actual journalist, and CBS News, they just threw her out. She's gone. Now they're saying that's because we've laid lots of people off recently because we're collapsing.
That's their argument for themselves.
Yeah, we're collapsing.
All right, I'm bored. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done. This is the whinging. Is that the entire message for today? Is it just people like these motherfuckers just whining all the time?